What is up, everyone? It is Chewburger84 from the Alternate Reality Network, and we are back again with some brand spanking new Marvel Strike Force news. Now, everything that you're about to hear has been sent directly to us via Fox Next, the people that make this game, as part of their Fox Next Envoy program. That means that you know when you tune into Alternate Reality, you are going to get the most up-to-date, the most accurate, and most awesome news every single week. Now today we're going to expand on the news from last week, that we have some brand new characters coming to the game from the X-Men and an exciting new hero brawler. Now what we're going to break down today is we're going to start off by showing you the kits of these new characters. So we're going to run through Colossus, Psylocke, Phoenix, Dark Phoenix, that'll make more sense in a minute, and also the brand new hero brawler America Chavez, who is destined to really shake up the current hero brawler squad. Now, once we've done that, we want to show you what Alternate Reality plans to do with our own accounts. After seeing all this information, are we going to blitz hard? Are we going to buy some of these packs? Do we think that these characters are worth you going out and making your focus right now? We'll tell you all about the decisions we made after we've shown you their kits. But make sure you stay right to the end, because we've also got some brand new gameplay footage so that you can see these characters in action right now. So let's stop wasting your time. Let's get straight into it. Now we have to start with everyone's favorite rampaging Russian, and that is Colossus, the epic tank. Now, despite my pathetic attempt at a Russian accent, this is a character that I cannot wait to get my hands on. He has everything that a tank should have in this game. Now he's basic, he's going to hit for damage and give offense down, already mitigating damage for his X-Men allies. Now, he's special, he does what every tank should do, and he taunts. If Phoenix is an ally, that becomes a taunt for 2 turns. He also gives himself 2 stacks of counter, which helps break down those chain attacks from the enemy, and also provides 2 stacks of deflect to the entire X-Men squad. Now, that's a hell of a lot of protection for the entire team. Now, when you move on to his ultimate, he has a really cool new mechanic that opens up some really interesting possibilities. So what happens is he's going to increase the duration of all buffs currently on him by an extra 3 turns, up to a maximum of 5. The potential for this is insane for how many buffs you're going to be able to stack on this guy, making him a nightmare to take down. Now, he's also going to give himself 2 stacks of death proof and 2 stacks of charge, and the charge plays into his passive. Now, his passive is a hell of a long read. Now, when you have everything invested into it, he's going to give 15% health to himself and the entire X-Men team. Now, he is also going to provide a defense up to himself and all X-Men allies for 2 turns on spawn. A free defense up for 2 turns. It is insane. It's like having Luke Cage, but if he was unbelievably fast. Now, he is also going to provide a taunt intercept. So whenever an X-Men ally drops below 50% health, he is immediately going to give +1 taunt to himself, up to a maximum of +2. That means that you are really going to have to go through Colossus to get to his more dangerous allies hiding behind him. Now, his charge mechanic, if you enter a game mode with 1 charge, you'll lose it and he'll give himself ability energy immediately. Now, the way that he normally gets charge outside of his ultimate is every time a negative effect is applied to an X-Men ally, Colossus is going to gain 1 charge. Whenever you hit Colossus when he has a charge up, what's going to happen is that he is going to give you a nice elbow thank you to the face. And for every stack of charge that he has, that'll provide an additional 10% damage. Any free counter damage in this game is always good. Now, this guy looks unbelievably good. I mean, the fact that on top of all of that, when he has defense up, which he has for 2 turns guaranteed, potentially up to 5 turns right off the bat after you use his ultimate, he is going to be so hard to kill because he has an extra 1,000 resistance with defense up. So initially we have given him an A- rating. All right, now he may lose a little bit of usability outside of an X-Men squad, but the fact that he has the mechanics from the best parts of Luke Cage, Shield Security, Juggernaut, he's just an incredible character on paper, and we felt the need to really rank him up. We may revise that when we actually get hands-on, but right now his kit looks like exactly what you want from an X-Men tank. Now an A- rating for someone like myself who does spend on characters that I really enjoy. If you are someone that does the same, I would recommend getting his packs when he comes out. This looks to be a central piece of what looks to be a very strong arena meta squad, and with that much defensive capability, I think they're going to really play a massive role in Alliance War because of Colossus. So make sure you're ready for his blitz. He looks awesome. Get on the rampaging Russian train and be ready for Juggernaut very soon. So let's move on now to Psylocke. Now Psylocke is a brawler with a heck of a lot of utility. So her basic doesn't pack too much utility, I suppose, in that it only does piercing damage to a primary target, but her special definitely does. See, not only will she hit a primary target and 3 adjacent targets for piercing damage, she will also strip 2 positive effects from every single one of those targets. Now that makes her phenomenal in a brawler team or in an X-Men team because you can just start poking away defense ups. It's great for an Alliance War where you can start stripping off those boosts very early in the match. But her ultimate is where it gets really interesting. So in a normal squad, what she's going to do is take 2 negative effects from all of her allies, and she's going to hit the primary target for piercing damage and transfer those abilities to them. Now in an X-Men squad, this gets even more crazy, is that it takes all the negative effects from your entire team and hits it at your primary target. Now if you watch very carefully in the gameplay videos at the end of this video, you are going to see that it actually transfers stun from one of your team to a primary target. Now this is something that is very rare in this game and something that could be a real game changer. Now add all of that in for her ultimate, but the best part is it cannot miss. So I definitely think this is what really makes her shine. She can strip away their buffs with her special, and then she can take away all of your debuffs with her ult. Now another thing that gives the rest of her team a hell of a lot of survivability is her passive. You see, every time an X-Men ally drops below 50% health, she is going to give them a evade stack and a counter stack, meaning they are not only going to not take the next hit, they are then going to punch right back into the face of your enemy. Now she is also very resistant to disrupt. So people trying to shut her down and stop her getting her own buffs are not going to have much of a victory against Psylocke. Now for our first wave, with the information that we have at the moment, we are giving her a solid A. She's going to have flexibility in a variety of teams. She has all the benefits of a Jessica Jones by taking away and cleansing all the debuffs on your team, but she's also stripping buffs from up to 4 targets on the enemy team. This is not a small amount of utility. The fact that then she can then also give herself evade and counter in a non-X-Men squad, but really take an X-Men squad to the next level, she is definitely a character that I myself am going to be going very hard for. So whatever packs come out for her campaign, I'm very likely to use refreshers for that as well. I'm hoping it's only her in the campaign and not shared with some other characters that perhaps we don't necessarily want or need, but time will tell as to how that one pans out. So far we're 2 X-Men in and we've given both of them some sort of A rating. Let's see how Phoenix stacks up compared to the first 2. Now in the Marvel Universe, Phoenix has always been one of the most powerful and loved characters by fans out there. And in Marvel Strike Force, she's shaping up to be no exception. Now even on her basic, she has massive utility by being able to remove 2 positive effects from that primary target, which on a basic is incredible. Now her special is off the charts. So she's got the ability to give stealth to all of your allies for 2 turns. She also gives them defense up. She cleanses all of the negative effects that they have on them and transfers those to herself. All right, she's a little bit of a martyr in that sense. Now she's then also going to take 25% of her max health and redistribute that against the entire team. And then she's going to heal them for an additional 10,000 health. This is an exceptional ability because it bypasses heal block. Now her ultimate is also really good and seems purpose built. See, not only are you going to hit for an exceptional amount of damage, you are also going to remove all positive effects from your enemy. Now, I'm pretty confident in saying all positive effects because this ability hits with 50,000 focus. This seems like it is purpose-built to take down Luke Cage. It seems like it's purpose-built to take down Juggernaut. Even Thanos' taunt is not going to hold up to this bad boy. And even characters like Ultron are really going to be exposed by an ability like this. Now, what's really interesting about her kit is that when she dies, she actually has, via her passive, the ability to respawn as a different version of her character, Dark Phoenix, which we'll talk about in a moment. Now, her passive also grants an additional 30% damage to the entire X-Men squad, as well as an extra 30% health. Now, I want you to think about the other X-Men for a minute. We've talked about some today that sound incredible, but what about old Storm? If you have a fully charged Storm, able to go off with all of her charges on her ultimate and have that hit the 30% more damage, things are gonna get wrecked. So she is an unbelievable buffer to the X-Men team, but her utility doesn't end there. Like I said, when she dies, she turns into the Dark Phoenix. Now, Dark Phoenix is not exactly underpowered either. Now, her basic has even more utility than in the standard Phoenix form. You see, when she uses it, she's gonna hit the primary target and all adjacent characters for damage, and is then gonna remove 2 positive effects for every single one of those characters. Now, her special is extraordinary in the sense that she's going to take 20% health off every opposition enemy, and she's gonna take it all for herself. Then she's gonna give regen to each of her allies, unless they're X-Men, in which case she'll give them all 2 stacks. Now, if you're thinking about this from a Fear the Darkness perspective, if you were to combine Minerva and Phoenix with their ability, or Dark Phoenix, with their ability to steal all of that health, I expect people ripping through Fear the Darkness when they get a T13 Phoenix and a Minerva at an extraordinary rate. This ability seems really cool for her self-sustain. Now, if we have a look at her ultimate though, this is where it just gets brokenly good. So she's gonna deal an unbelievable amount of damage to every single member of the opposing team. But then she's gonna strip away every single positive effect on the board. Why am I confident of this? Just like before, this ability is hitting with 50,000 focus. Alright, Ultron had just spent 10 minutes getting all of these abilities stacked up, all these buffs stacked up on the entirety of the map. Bye-bye, boom. She's gonna smash that team to pieces. You take a Dark Phoenix into an alliance war, you hit that ult, guess what? All them boosts, all them defense ups, it is all falling down. This ability seems insane. Like, I'm surprised they're putting it in the game level of insane. Now, her passive is actually really cool too. So remember that Dark Phoenix comes when the first Phoenix dies. So when she spawns into the game, she's going to give defense down for 2 turns to the whole other team. Then she's gonna give them a nice polite slap across the face for around 250% damage. The Dark Phoenix Kit and the standard Phoenix Kit are exceptional. If there was an A++ that we were giving to characters, she would have it. She can fit into so many different teams, but I think she is really, really the key to making X-Men just an unbelievably destructive force. I think they're gonna be meta. I mean, they've said as much in the dev blogs, but now that we've seen these kits, even before I have it on my phone, you just know this is gonna work. You wanna go after Phoenix. Now, I know you're probably thinking, oh, but what am I gonna need? Am I gonna have to spend so much money to get this character? Heck no, you're not. This is probably the most free-to-play legendary character that I've seen in this game, because you need 5 characters that have been available for a very long time, and they all have farm locations, 2 of which are from stores. So here is what you are going to need for her legendary campaign. You're gonna need a minimum of 5 stars on Loki, Mordo, Hand Assassin, Ronan, and then also Nobu. So basically they have to be a villain, a mystic, and a controller. Now the bottleneck seems to be Hand Assassin, but if you're someone that's a global launch player, even if you're free to play, there's a very good chance that you're ready to get this event. you probably need very little farm to get out there and running. If you don't have these characters at 5 stars right now, change your farm strategy. This is the team that you want to get, all right? Get Phoenix. She's going to be a game changer, and she's going to be coming to the game in the very near future. So that rounds up the X-Men details that we have so far. I'm going gangbusters on all 3 of these at this stage. I cannot wait to see them in live. Have a look at the gameplay footage soon, but first, we have to deal with that very, very cool looking America Chavez, the brand new Hero Brawler. The Hero Brawler squad took a little bit of a hit when Wakanda hit the streets because we lost Black Panther. He was pretty much the core, the heart, the soul of that team, with the exception of obviously Miss Marvel, who is the real linchpin. So they needed a little bit of flavor to get them up and running again, and it looks very much like America Chavez is going to be the character to reinvigorate the Brawler team and give them some things that they desperately need. Some more survivability, and also some ability to get through single target defensed up tanks. So her basic, she's going to hit and give defense down. Now, as we all know in a Brawler squad, this is really cool because she's going to apply the defense down, and then Miss Marvel, if you've T4'd her especially, is then going to punch into that defense down, which means more damage the second that she uses a basic. Really, really cool. Now with her special in a Brawler squad, it is awesome. So she's going to hit for 300% damage already. But for every other Brawler on the map, or every other Hero Brawler I should specify, she's going to do another 75% damage. Now if you're better at maths than I am, you wouldn't need a calculator to do this. That means if you have 4 Brawlers with you, that is doubling your damage. That's a hell of a lot of single target nuke. And that is where America Chavez seems to really excel. She is a perfect single target nuker. She can defense down, she can punch a hole through. Now let's say it's a tank though, something a little bit harder to get through, to get to those characters that you really want. So her ultimate ability, she's going to hit really hard right off the bat, but then she's going to clear 3 positive effects off of that target as well. So that means you can get through a little bit easier through a Cap or a Luke Cage, although he might be a little bit tougher. But it does give them flexibility that that team at the moment doesn't have, depending on the Brawler squad that you're using. Obviously, a Spidey and a Miles Morales combo can be very effective in that Brawler squad already. Now, when it comes to her passive, she's going to make this team a little bit tankier. After all, the Brawlers are inherently very squishy, with the exception of Miss Marvel with her massive heal. So she's going to give 20% max health to herself with her passive, and 20% max health to all of her Brawler buddies. Now at the moment, we're giving her an initial rating of a B-. Now that might seem quite slow, but let me explain our thinking here. You see, while she's quite good in a Brawler squad, maybe as high as a B+, I don't think she's an A yet. I need to see what her damage looks like before I rearrange her rating. But she's got the ability to put defense down, she's got the ability to clear buffs, but if she doesn't have Brawlers around her, she could potentially be very underwhelming, especially with her passive. It's sensational in a Brawler squad, very, very average elsewhere. So you could sneak her in with a Defender squad though. She might be able to provide a little bit of utility there. Whether she's better than a Punisher that squad, I don't think that she is. So at this stage, I don't think I would rush out to buy her right now. I don't think she's meta changing in any way. I think that she can make the Brawlers into a very irritating Alliance War defense team, because with that little bit of extra tankiness, as well as on top of your medbay health, she could cause you some real mischief. I would say if you're a Kraken, go after her. If you're a Whale, go after her. But if you're a free-to-play or if you are a mild spender, I don't know that this character is game-changing enough that I would recommend going hard on her packs day one. And I'm only saying that because for me, I think the X-Men are worth every dollar that they ask from me. That's my personal choice. When it comes to America Chavez, I'm more than happy to see how she is in-game first before I decide if I'm going to spend any money. So Whales and above, I think this is a reasonable character for all of you. She's definitely going to plug something within your Blitz and Alliance War teams, but very little value outside that. Her animations though, as you're about to see, they are sexy as hell. Like the way that they've done this character up, her appearance, her essence, her flow, she's very, very cool. So we're not too sure how she's going to be released into the game just yet, but very, very soon you'll be seeing her in action. So you've heard me talking about all these abilities. I think the best thing to do now is show you all of this in action. So stay tuned, we're going to jump across into my desk and show you exactly how all of these characters perform where it matters, in-game.
American Chavez, let's see what you got. Oh, shiny stars. Oh, Jen, that reminds me of America's Got Talent. Alright, what do you get this time? Oh, super punch. That is pretty rad. And finishing off with the tiger knee. Alright, let's watch these again really quick. This animation is rad. Digging her denim outfit too. She looks like she's pretty bad. That kick at the end though. That teleport kick. I wish we got to see her death animation. Oh, that super punch is wicked. Do it again, do it again. Alright, tiger knee. Alright, X-Men time. Alright, so the X-Men that you're about to see on the screen, they are all max level. They have gear tier 12, 1 red star, and 5 yellow stars. Alright, so you're going to see some examples of their kit here. See, that 20% damage across the whole team is awesome. Clearing 2 positive effects on a basic. That's a hell of a lot of text. I don't think I've seen another team in this game that has more text on singular characters than the X-Men. See that basic stripping? Storm giving speed up to the whole team is really good there. Wolverine being Captain Underwhelming still. Alright, so Psylocke's about to do her thing. Alright. She gets so much utility, her basic's a little bit of a letdown. I mean, it's still piercing damage, which is always good times, but still. So this is obviously lane 7 of the Ultima 6 raid. So the very first Kree lane. Oh, Colossus. Alright, so he's got his taunt ability. Taunt for 2 turns in this game is always so incredible. And then 2 death proof. The fact that you can extend that up to maybe 5 turns worth of death proof is just bananas. Oh, that's the old elbow move from Marvel vs. Capcom. I used to use that all the time. God, that's cool. Now, as you can see, Phoenix taunted at the same time that Colossus taunted. That's part of her kit. If someone else on her team taunts, she does the same. And what are we going to go with here? Come with the ultimate, are you? Looks that way. Oh! Psychic throw, a little bit of fire on the back end. Eat it. Eat it. You can just tell with Phoenix's kit, she just wants to die. She's not keen on living. Super premature ultimate by Storm. I'm surprised they did that much damage. I guess plus 30%. I mean, what am I saying? Alright, Psylocke, what you got? Oh, you wouldn't use the ultimate here, surely. Oh, transferring the stun. Now we're talking. See, that is cool. Cleansing a stun and throwing at the other team. That is madness. That is utter and complete madness. Alright, so he's going to go with his basic. Oh, big mule kick to the face. GG. That is not a good way to go. Alright, so here comes the healing ult. The damage to herself. What a martyr. And then stealthing everyone but her too. Oh, Rise of the Dark Phoenix. Defense up to everyone on their team. AoE damage. Backed up with the Storm. That's going to be just such a good wombo combo. Being able to come in and just come back from the dead. Oh, that basic looked pretty. I can't wait to see Dark Phoenix's fastball special. Yes, I'm so glad they put that in the game. That's really, really cool. Maybe we're not going to get to see her ult at the way this is going. Ah, what a disappointment. Alright, I'll tell you what. I'm going to find the footage of that and I'm going to throw in her ultimate ability right at the end.
So that wraps up another exciting week of news from us here at Alternate Reality. One final reminder that the information provided to you and the images provided to you were directly sent by Fox Next themselves, as we are part of the Fox Next Envoy program. Now, the infographics that you saw with the breakdowns of the individual characters, they were actually made by us here at Alternate Reality, more specifically our in-house guy, Piker. He's an absolute rock star when it comes to these sort of things. If you want to see more of these infographics, we're currently hosting them on the Strikeforce Masters of Launch Discord channel, and we're going to have those uploaded to the Alternate Reality website when it launches at the end of May 2019. So make sure you keep an eye out for those. If you enjoyed what you've seen here today, make sure you hit likes and subscribes and bells. If you want to hear more about me talking about this game, make sure that you download the Strikeforce Masters of Launch podcast, which I do with a buddy of ours. It's available every Tuesday through all of the major podcast apps. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you come back next time, but for now, cheers.